Purpose in life. Well, it was a clear cut for us as Jehovah's Witnesses, wasn't it? It might be a little bit more difficult to define it what it is right now. But as Jehovah's Witnesses, we knew what the purpose of life was. We knew exactly where we came from. We knew exactly what times we were living in, and we knew exactly what's going to happen in the future. Maybe we didn't have the timelines correctly, but we were convinced what the purpose of life is. Well, it was to worship Jehovah, wasn't it? It was our work supposed to expand the kingdom of Jehovah, and we're supposed to let the whole world know about who we are and what the God is going to do to this earth. And we were certain about the future. However, losing that by waking up and realizing that it was all wrong, for a very, very large group of Jehovah's Witnesses, me included, it drove us to the point where we felt very depressed because we lost that purpose. We lost our feeling of belonging to a group that had a deeper meaning than just a group. Because we felt like we were doing something bigger. We felt like we were solving problems that will resolve everything on this planet. All the problems will be gone. That's what we believed in. And no matter how small of a job they gave us, whether it was cleaning a washroom or mowing a lawn or washing windows at the Kingdom Hall, it didn't matter. All those little things were for the purpose of expanding God's kingdom. And it felt like we can do this. We felt proud of it. We felt good about vacuuming the carpet of the assembly hall because it was for Jehovah. Nobody paid us. Nobody put a gun to our head. Nobody forced us. We felt good about it. And if somebody came and said, "Good job, brother so-and-so," that's even better. We were doing so much work, and I was also helping with building kingdom halls. And believe me, I have seen sisters, women, on a hot day, working with chipping hammer, chipping concrete, laying bricks, carrying heavy weights because there was just not enough men available. So the ladies were doing this. And of course, they didn't get paid, and they were happy to do it. Why? Because they believed that it was part of fulfilling their purpose. That's how strong this is. And if you lose it, very often you don't know where to find yourself. You don't know where to find your purpose. Is there such a thing? Because we believe that was the truth. And if this is not the truth and this is not our purpose, then what is? Does life actually have a purpose? Can you find something better and bigger and stronger than the purpose that we had before? It's difficult to replace. Well, hear me out. If you have a purpose like the one that Jehovah's Witnesses give you, and they believe that you only have one purpose in life, you know what the challenge with that is? The challenge is that all your decisions in life will be based on that one purpose. Because if your purpose is to expand God's kingdom and you're there to witness to the whole world of who Jehovah and the whole organization is, then all your decisions will be based on that. The car that you're going to drive, when you're going to buy a 2-door car or a 4-door sedan, will be based on that. What school you go to, if you go to a higher school or not, who you marry, who you don't marry, what movie you're going to watch, how you're going to dress, what you're going to say, how you're going to say things. Everything will be reflecting upon the purpose of life that you have. And that is being drilled into people's minds from the very young age, especially if you were raised in it, to the point where little kids, are able to defend their faith, even against their teachers or the whole school. They will not stand for the national anthem. They will not celebrate birthdays or holidays of any kind. At the age of 8, and they're able to say, "I'm the only one in the school that are not going to do this, but I'm not going to do this because that's who I am." And that's a key question here. Who are you? See, before you were a Jehovah's Witness, everything else actually had a very little importance. I am a Jehovah's Witness. That was the identity that we attached to ourselves. And the moment you have that identity, that from that day on, when you got baptized, you became one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and you identified as, "I am a Jehovah's Witness." And if you are a Jehovah's Witness, then all your decisions will be based on that. And a lot of fear comes also with this, because, to be honest, the strongest force in human psychology is the need to stay consistent with the way we define ourselves. I'll repeat that again so we understand. The strongest force in human psychology is our need to stay consistent with the way we define ourselves. And if we now don't define ourselves as Jehovah's Witnesses, then we don't know how to define ourselves. To be honest, I remember the moment when my sister called me and she didn't know how to treat me, how to talk to me, because she didn't know what kind of a label to put on me. The labels are so important because it gives you the identity of who you are. And it's very important for a Jehovah's Witness to identify who you are, because they need to know how to treat you. They can't treat you as a person. They can't. They need to know what kind of a person. Are you a Bethelite? Are you a circuit overseer? Are you an elder? Are you an average publisher? Are you interested one? Are you just a publisher that is unbaptized publisher? Are you studying? Are you a worldly person? Are you disfellowshipped? Are you disassociated? Are you faded? Are you an apostate? They have all those labels, and based on all those labels, they know how to treat you, how to talk to you. But for you now, you feel maybe that you left, you had this label on you, you knew how to treat others based on their labels, but now you lost the labels, you lost the label that you had on yourself, and you don't know which direction to take. You don't know which direction to go because you don't have a label. Now you got to put a label on yourself. What do you put after this I am? I am who? I am what? It's a difficult thing to do. And I'm not here to tell you who you are. You have to write that book yourself. That is your life and your book, and whatever you put in there, it's up to you. However, what I can tell you is that I believe, this is my belief, that there is one purpose for all of us. And that one purpose for all of us is to improve the quality of life for ourselves and others. Because that's what truly makes a difference for us. That's when we feel truly energized. When we're doing something, and when we do, and we see the impact that our work, our experience, our knowledge, our skills makes on other people's life, when we see that our life and other people's life improves because of us, we start feeling fulfilled. That's the key. That's the key to fulfillment. Happiness, it could be temporary. Joy is very temporary, but fulfillment is all what it's about. And if I had to summarize our purpose in life into one word, to make it simple, I would say it's all based on impact. Impact. Because at the end of our life, when we look back, when we have nothing else in life to look ahead for, and we only have our memories, I can almost bet you 100% that we will regret the things that we didn't do and we knew that we could. The regrets that most people on their deathbed have is the things they didn't go for. They don't have the regrets of the things that they failed at. But they knew that they had a potential of making an impact. And they never went for it because of fear. Because of some people told them that you're not good enough, you can't do this, you're too something, and therefore you can't do A, B, and C. No. It's your life and your mind and your skills, and the moment you realize that you have a value, you have a unique value, not as a one bee in a beehive like it was among Jehovah's Witnesses. No, you have a value. There is nobody like you. The knowledge and skills and what you have, it's unique. Nobody else is you, and nobody else can be you. There could be other people who are similar to you, but nobody can be you. Nobody can be better at being you than you. So think about it for a second. Here's another thing. There is more than one purpose in life. There is one purpose when it comes to improving the quality of life for all of us. However, we get to choose how we improve the quality of life. That's our decision. And we get to do this by any avenue that we choose. I don't care whether you're a cleaner or you're cleaning doctor's office or you're a doctor. You could be an electrician, a plumber, a motivational speaker, a healer. I don't really know what is the path that you choose. But you choose a path that will impact others. All our work will do that. Will impact in other people's life, trying to make it better, trying to improve it. Do you want to know what happiness is? It's progress. It's progress. That's right. When we make progress, when we see that things are getting better, we feel happy. But when we see impact, when we see that other people's life is better because we were here, we feel fulfilled. But how do you determine what the purpose is for you? Because sometimes you're doing a certain activity, it does improve somebody's life, but you just don't feel like that's what you should be doing, right? Well, here's a couple of key points that I find it very useful for me. Number one is, does the activity energizes you? Do you feel like you have abnormal amount of energy when you're doing this? Because sometimes you just do something that is very useful, but you feel bored. You feel like it's a struggle. You feel like it's a chore. You feel like, you get tired very easily. The clock just slows down, right? But when you feel like you're doing something that is aligned with who you are as a person, it's aligned with your values, and it's aligned with your purpose, you feel abnormal amount of energy. You can do this all day long and you won't get tired. The second one is time gets distorted. Now, it might sound funny, but it actually does happen. Time gets distorted because when you're in pain, when you're in an uncomfortable situation, when you're in an awkward situation, the clock stops. It's just like this one moment. It's like eternity. But when you're in the zone, when you're doing something that you absolutely love, you can be doing it for 10 hours and you feel inside like you've been only doing it for 2. It's true. I'm sure it happened to you many times when you feel like you look at the clock and you can't even believe it. It's like, how did that happen? I mean, I thought we're just, doing it for an hour, and then the clock just sped up. Time gets distorted when you're in the zone, when you're like connected with this, whatever it is that you got to be doing, connected with your purpose. The next one is you have 0 regrets. Nobody paid you. There is no money for it, although you could get paid for it, no problem. But even if somebody did not pay for your activity, you could be still doing it and you will never feel like you regret it. And the last one, I would say this: go to the last day of your life. Just imagine being there when you have nothing ahead of you except looking back. And think, would I regret doing this? If I dedicated my life to this activity, would I regret? And if the answer is no, that's one of your purposes. And believe me, you can have more than one. Jehovah's Witnesses only gave you one, but the truth is you can have more than one. You can have unlimited amount of purposes. So you're not going from a purposeful life to a wasteful life. You're going from a life actually from a delusion to a life that can be purposeful, where you have more than one purpose. Because after I am, there is something called I am a father, I am a brother, I am a neighbor, I am a friend, I am an employee, I'm an employer. Whatever is that after that I am, that is one of your purposes. And your purpose will change. It will change constantly. When you're 5 years old, your purpose is different, and it will be different when you're 15 or 50 or 70. It will constantly change as you grow and as you gain more experience and as you get older. Your circle of your friends and your family will change. When you become a parent, that will be one of your purposes, is to take care of that child. But then one day they're gonna leave your home and the purpose will change again. And now maybe you will become a grandparent and your purpose will change again, because now you have a different role. Now you're going to talk differently to your spouse as you are talking to your children, because to your child you are a parent, to your spouse, right? Maybe you're a wife or a husband. So your purpose changes depending on who is standing in front of you, because the people that is standing in front of you, you're serving them. That's part of our purpose, is to serve other people, to improve their quality of life. And the moment you change the way you think about having only one purpose, you realize that every time somebody else stands in front of you, there is a chance of you living your purpose. And make sure that it's simple. Some people make it way too complicated. When I realized that, you know what, I can live my life purposefully, if I just try to improve people's quality of life in the smallest things, not the huge things, but small things. You're riding in the elevator, smile. Smile at the person that is in the elevator. Say hi. Strike a conversation. Make them feel comfortable. Compliment them about something. Tell them about the beautiful, I don't know, weather or the shoes that they're wearing. Whatever it is, make their day. And you'll see that the small things will make it into big things. Because in Jehovah's Witness world, what mattered the most was the big picture. Us being in paradise. And the sad part about it is so many people who had the potential of truly developing themselves and giving the gift that they had into this world, it was wasted because they believed that you could be developing cure for cancer. And even if you succeeded at this, it would be a waste because you could have spent that time going door to door and saving people's lives for forever, not just temporarily. If you found a cure for cancer, after all, you would just postpone people's death. You would not save their life. We're saving people's lives because we're bringing people into eternal life. That's what they believe in. This is why it's so difficult when people leave to find the real purpose, because they felt like they were parts of something much bigger. You didn't lose purpose. You lost delusion. And now you can live a very purposeful life with more than one purpose, because you will serve more than one person and you will see the impact that you have. And you might feel sometimes, oh, you know what? I don't know what kind of impact I can make because I didn't go to school, I didn't go to university, I didn't educate myself. I spent most of my time going door to door, and maybe I was pioneer, so I feel like I'm really behind comparing myself to people who were never restricted by a religion. I feel like I'm not good enough. Well, here's one area that you are better than many of them. You were one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And I know that there are so many people leaving. Just looking at their statistic, which how honest it is, I don't know. But looking at their statistic, there is tons of people joining and tons of people leaving. And that means that those who left, they're looking for support. They're looking for those who understand their path. They're looking for those who walk the path that maybe you already walked before. And they lost their friends, they lost their family, they lost their hope. And maybe you already walked that path and you can guide them. Maybe you can become their brother or father or mother or a friend that they desperately need at this point. And trust me, there are many psychiatrists who can't even comprehend how deep this stuff goes. But because you have that experience, you can use it as a gift to help others, even if you just give a listening ear. And there's tons of people who need that because they feel like they can't talk to anybody and they need somebody who will understand how they feel. And you can use it as a gift. So please don't waste it. Some people say, I wasted so much time being a Jehovah's Witness. No, you only wasted it if you decide to waste that. You have a certain skill, experience, and knowledge that nobody outside, nobody who was never a Jehovah's Witness has. You have that. Use it as a gift. Help others. And you will see that the fulfillment and happiness and purpose will find you.